Leading employers this December for a chance to discover your dream job. Here's how you can register. First of all, visit graduan.com/Australia and click Register Now. Fill in the necessary details. The red asterisks indicate compulsory fields. And this includes your resume. Let us know your top 6 preferred employers and click Confirm. Leading Malaysian employers can now view your resume and interact with you. Easy, wasn't it? You can even register through the GRADUAN app. Just download the GRADUAN app on the Play Store or App Store. Click on the Events tab and click the Australia Career Fair. Fill in the details required. Once done, verify your email and complete your GRADUAN profile. Employees can't see your account if you don't complete your profile. Wow! It's that simple. Get online to meet leading employers.
Are you a Malaysian talent living abroad looking to land a career back home? Well, I'm here to introduce GRADUAN's latest initiative, the GRADUAN Global Virtual Career Fair, helping Malaysians around the world change their lives through meaningful careers. The best part is, you can do it from the comfort of your home. Let me show you how to be part of it. First of all, visit graduan.com/global. On the top right corner, click Register Now. Over here, fill in the necessary details. The red asterisks mark compulsory fields, so make sure to fill those in. Don't forget to upload your resume so that employers can see you. So once you're done, click Register to Event and tell us your 6 most preferred employers. Once you're done, click Confirm. Easy, wasn't it? You can even do it from your phone. I'll show you how. Download the GRADUAN app and under the Events tab, click View Event. If you already have a GRADUAN account, you can register by pressing the Register button. If not, just fill in the details. The password will be exclusively for your GRADUAN account. Don't forget to verify your email and update your profile so employers can see you. Once you've registered, you'll be able to chat with leading Malaysian employers, get exclusive insight into their content, and they can also arrange special on-the-spot interviews with you. What are you waiting for? Register now at graduan.com/global. See you there.
Hi, my name's Ganwei, or should I say Arvo? That's good afternoon in Australian slang. I'm a final year's finance major student here in Sydney.
Okay, hi guys. So I'm Amanda, and as you known earlier, I studied in Macquarie University. So I actually did a Bachelor of Commerce with a major in marketing.
My name is Shankar Chandrasekharan, and I'm currently doing a master's in teaching, specializing in secondary education at Monash University.
Hi, I'm Putra. I'm a third-year student at RMIT studying Bachelor of Applied Science Aviation.
So I've had a few internship experiences. I worked with a startup back in Malaysia when I was waiting for my visa to be approved in Australia. And also last year, quite fortunately, I got an internship with Frost and Sullivan here in Sydney. Of course, these working experiences have served um, as a valuable, I'd say, milestone experience for me to experience the reality of the world and how to communicate effectively with corporations and also people in general.
I worked part-time at a Malaysian restaurant, and I guess that taught me that customer service is harder than I thought it was. And not that I didn't respect waiters and waitresses before that, I did. It's just that it gave me even more respect, that now whenever I go to restaurants and all, I understand that they might have had a long day, so I try to help them out wherever I can.
I was looking, when I was actively searching for jobs, was definitely career progression. So I say look for a company where it doesn't limit you to anything. Look for a company where it can open up a lot of different possibilities and opportunities for you.
It's not always the same thing every day, where, like Amanda says, you get to learn so that you can improve yourself and bring it into your career in the future also. And yes, work progression.
I think equal opportunities for everyone,
Right.
but not equal results. But you just want to equalize opportunity so that if you have put in the hard work, put in the effort, there will be an opportunity for you to climb up the ranks.
So I definitely look for career progression as well. I also look for a company or a school or a place that focuses on ensuring that students get what they need and ensuring that they try new things and new techniques to promote better learning, more inclusivity, and developing better partnerships with parents as well. So I think I value workplaces that are willing to try new things and see if they're willing to implement them. I also would prefer a workplace that listens to employees, so any ideas that are passed down the line is actually valued, and if it's a good idea, implemented possibly.
Be more adaptive and versatile, in the sense that because it was such a different environment, like Dad mentioned, Australia is such a different environment from Malaysia. But for me, it's also because you get to work with so many different cultures. And as for me, because of marketing, most of my group mates were Australian. So I really, got to understand better on how the consumers in Australia, how they vary with consumers in Malaysia. So that really helped me to be more adaptive and versatile. And it made me, have a more global mindset.
Usually I don't like staying in my comfort zone. I always push myself out of that boundary to do different things, whether I know it or not. It's about the learning process.
The communication skills I've picked up over here, they're very valuable to communicating with other people. And the other thing would be school assignments, teamwork, and collaboration. Super important.
Being there, I think I got in touch with a lot of different cultures from all over the world that I wouldn't have been able to in Malaysia, and learn more about different cultures and practices and how education is different in all kinds of countries as well. And I think that is definitely helpful to bring back to Malaysia and implement.
For students, you should definitely make the most of your student life and grab every opportunities that you can find.
And
Good morning and welcome to the GRADUAN virtual event, the Australia Virtual Career Fair and the Global Virtual Career Fair. So on behalf of Team GRADUAN, we're proud to once again create the platform to provide Malaysians with the chance to meet and interact with leading Malaysian employers, giving them the chance to take the next step in their career. 2020 marks the 16th time we'll be hosting the Australia Career Fair and the first time that we'll be doing this virtually. Speaking of firsts, this will also be the first time GRADUAN will be hosting the Global Virtual Career Fair, our latest career initiative aiming to connect Malaysians around the world with exciting career opportunities back home. We'd like to thank everyone for taking the time out of their day to witness this opening ceremony and explore more career opportunities. So with me today is Nabil Marie, Director of GRADUAN, and Mr. Muhammad Nazri Abdullahsani, Vice Consul of the Consulate General of Malaysia. So without further ado, I'll be passing the virtual floor to Nabil Murray to provide the opening speech. All yours, Nabil.
Thanks, Wafi. Welcome to the Australian Virtual Career Fair. I'm very happy to be hosting it today virtually and for the first time after 16 years. And this is the first time we're hosting it virtually. First off, I have to say my thank yous to Education Malaysia and Mr. Muhammad Nazri, who is kind enough to be here and will be giving the keynote address right after this. There are many thank yous I would like to do here. One, the first one is to the employers. We would not be able to do the fair without the employers. First of all, they have been supporting us right from the start for 16 years, year after year and after year. And I know this year has put us a bit of a pause. Everything stopped and turned a bit of upside down. However, with obstacles we have pushed on to do, we have moved forward and keep moving forward. So that's why I would like to say thank you to the employers. I know it's not a tough, it's a tough year for everyone, but we are all happy that we're here doing the fair. Secondly, to the student groups that have been helping us, MASCA, and all the other student groups, the MSOs and everyone else that is supporting and promoting this event. And because we will not be able to promote this event without the help of MASCA and everyone else, all the other student groups that have been supporting here. And lastly is to the talents. Thank you for trusting us and supporting this event and coming in and registering in for this Australia Fair. We know this year is different because some of the students are in Australia, some of them might be also in Malaysia. So it's a different kind of fair. And because of the spread of students, we are taking this opportunity to promote it a second day of the global fair. Because the idea of the Australia Career Fair is to provide job opportunities for students studying in Australia to the companies back home. Previously, we go where the majority of students are, and that is Melbourne and Sydney. I know that some students from the other states might feel a bit left out, but this year, because everything is done virtually, everything is on a level playing field. Everyone has the equal opportunities to meet and speak to the employers. So like I was speaking of challenges, this year has been a bit of a challenge, but we all pulled through and we managed to do the career fair or virtual career fair. So there's a lot of advice that we can take is whatever obstacles come our way, we have to keep moving forward. And just a bit of a roundup, please stay tuned after this for Nestle's roundtable and also Intel's virtual seminar at 11 and 2:30 p.m. later today. So just to reiterate everything that I say, I'd like to say thank you for everyone again. And we hope this event is going to be good and take full opportunity of this event. Drop in your resumes, apply to the companies, and also try to listen to the talks and engage more with the companies. Before I leave, I would like to play the video for the opening ceremony. So anytime now, Wafi, you can play the video.
Thank you, Nabil, for that opening address, and thanks to the GRADUAN digital team for that exciting video. So I'll now be passing the floor to Mr. Muhammad Nazri to provide his keynote address. All yours, sir.
Thank you, Nabil. Good morning for the whoever in Malaysia. Good afternoon, whoever in Melbourne and the Australia area. And maybe since this live telecast everywhere, I think good evening for some of the viewers who might be in Europe or in America. Uh, First of all, I would like to thank to the organizer for inviting me to the GRADUAN Australian Virtual Fair. On behalf of the Consul General of Malaysia, Puan Mazita Marzuki, I would like to send her regards and best wish to all. GRADUAN has organized this event for 16 years, but this year things are different. Due to the global pandemic, everyone has to switch to the new norms. For first time, GRADUAN has to organize this event as a virtual event. COVID-19 has impacted everyone. Businesses, students, even government agency have to reevaluate, restructure, redo all the procedures and how things running. On the other hand, it creates an opportunity for us to explore new ideas, new technologies, new resources, to make sure all the objective and goals are achieved. Everybody have to be more creative to reassure that we can still compete and relevant today and in the future. This event is a good example of how we can be creative, make use all resources and technologies. We use all the platforms that maybe we neglected it before. Well done to GRADUAN for making sure that this event happens this year. By making the event virtual, it is hoped that the outreach of the program is wider than before. And I also hope all the 16 companies that here today manage to find their hidden talents, or maybe their next CEO. I believe this is a good platform for the companies to find a good apple direct from the trees, not from any market now. This event is a win-win situation for everybody. The company get their talents and the talents landed on their dream jobs. The consulate will continue to support GRADUAN Career Fair as it's in line with the government's effort to bring back the best talent to serve to our beloved Malaysia. To all participants, I wish you good luck and all the best. With Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I officiate this event.
Thank you very much, Mr. Muhammad Nazri, for that insightful speech. And with that, we'd like to thank everyone for tuning in, and a special thanks to the Consulate General of Malaysia in Melbourne and Education Malaysia for their continuous support. We hope all our visitors today will gain valuable insight into the Malaysian job market and change their lives through meaningful careers. And to also reiterate what Mr. Muhammad Nazri says, we hope that the companies today find their next CEO. So stay tuned for an exclusive webinar we have coming up at 11 a.m. featuring Nestle Inside the Nest, which promises to give you insight into life at Nestle. Do follow us on social media at GRADUAN, just over here. Yeah, somewhere there. And we'll see you soon. Take care, guys.
This 8 December, the Australia Career Fair is back. Malaysians down under are given the chance to meet and interact with leading Malaysian employers. And the best part is, you can do it from the comfort of your home. We're giving you the chance to get up close with leading Malaysian employers through a host of special features, including public and private chats, exclusive videos, engaging articles featuring the top industry players, instant CV drops, and if employers like your resume, they can initiate on-the-spot interviews. Leading Malaysian employers will be at the tip of your fingers, and they're going to be looking for the right talent. That could be you. Registrations are open now at graduan.com/Australia. Get online and we'll see you there.
Hi guys, I'm Nadia from Team GRADUAN and I'm here to tell you that the Australia Career Fair is going virtual. Register now and meet Malaysian leading employers this December for a chance to discover your dream job. Here's how you can register. First of all, visit graduan.com/Australia and click Register Now. Fill in the necessary details. The red asterisks indicate compulsory fields. And this includes your resume. Let us know your top 6 preferred employers and click Confirm. Leading Malaysian employers can now view your resume and interact with you. Easy, wasn't it? You can even register through the GRADUAN app. Just download the GRADUAN app on the Play Store or App Store. Click on the Events tab and click the Australia Career Fair. Fill in the details required. Once done, verify your email and complete your GRADUAN profile. Employers can't see your account if you don't complete your profile. Wow! It's that simple. Get online to meet leading employers.
Are you a Malaysian talent living abroad looking to land a career back home? Well, I'm here to introduce GRADUAN's latest initiative, the GRADUAN Global Virtual Career Fair, helping Malaysians around the world change their lives through meaningful careers. The best part is, you can do it from the comfort of your home. Let me show you how to be part of it. First of all, visit graduan.com/global. On the top right corner, click Register Now. Over here, fill in the necessary details. The red asterisks mark compulsory fields, so make sure to fill those in. Don't forget to upload your resume so that employers can see you. So once you're done, click Register to Event and tell us your 6 most preferred employers. Once you're done, click Confirm. Easy, wasn't it? You can even do it from your phone. I'll show you how. Download the GRADUAN app and under the Events tab, click View Event. If you already have a GRADUAN account, you can register by pressing the Register button. If not, just fill in the details. The password will be exclusively for your GRADUAN account. Don't forget to verify your email and update your profile so employers can see you. Once you've registered, you'll be able to chat with leading Malaysian employers, get exclusive insight into their content, and they can also arrange special on-the-spot interviews with you. What are you waiting for? Register now at graduan.com/global. See you there.
Hi, my name's Ganwei, or should I say Arbo? That's good afternoon in Australian slang. I'm a final year's finance major student here in Sydney.
Okay, hi guys. So I'm Amanda, and as you known earlier, I studied in Macquarie University. So I actually did a Bachelor of Commerce with a major in marketing.
My name is Shankar Chandrasekharan, and I'm currently doing a master's in teaching, specializing in secondary education at Monash University.
Hi, I'm Putra. I'm a third-year student at RMIT studying Bachelor of Applied Science Aviation.
Alright. So I've had a few internship experiences. I worked with a startup back in Malaysia when I was waiting for my visa to be approved in Australia. And also last year, quite fortunately, I got an internship with Frost & Sullivan here in Sydney. Of course, these working experiences have served as a valuable, say, milestone experience for me to experience the reality of the world and how to communicate effectively with corporations and also people in general.
I worked part-time at a Malaysian restaurant, and I guess that taught me that customer service is harder than I thought it was. And not that I didn't respect waiters and waitresses before that, I did. It's just that it gave me even more respect that now whenever I go to restaurants and all, I understand that they might have had a long day, so I try to help them out wherever I can.
I was looking when I was actively searching for jobs was definitely career progression. So I say look for a company where it doesn't limit you to anything. Look for a company where it can open up a lot of different possibilities and opportunities for you.
It's not always the same thing every day, where like Amanda says, you get to learn so that you can improve yourself and bring it into your career in the future also. And yes, work progression.
I think equal opportunities for everyone,
Right.
but not equal results. But you just want to equalize the opportunity so that if you have put in the hard work, you put in the effort, there'll be an opportunity for you to climb up the ranks.
So I definitely look for career progression as well. I also look for a company or a school or a place that focuses on ensuring that students get what they need and ensuring that they try new things and new techniques to promote better learning, more inclusivity, and developing better partnerships with parents as well. So I think I value workplaces that are willing to try new things and see if they're willing to implement them. I also would prefer a workplace that listens to employees, so any ideas that are passed down the line is actually valued, and if it's a good idea, implemented possibly.
Be more adaptive and versatile in the sense that because it was such a different environment, like Dad mentioned, Australia is such a different environment from Malaysia. But for me, it's also because you get to work with so many different cultures. And as for me, because of marketing, most of my group mates were Australian. So I really, got to understand better on how the consumers in Australia, how they vary with consumers in Malaysia. So that really helped me to be more adaptive and versatile. And it made me, have a more global mindset.
Usually I don't like staying in my comfort zone. I always push myself out of that boundary to do different things whether I know it or not. It's about the learning process.
The communication skills I've picked up over here, they're very valuable to communicating with other people, and the other thing would be school assignments, teamwork, and collaboration. Super important.
Being there, I think I got in touch with a lot of different cultures from all over the world that I wouldn't have been able to in Malaysia, and learn more about different cultures and practices and how education is different in all kinds of countries as well. And I think that is definitely helpful to bring back to Malaysia and implement.
For students, you should definitely make the most of your student life and grab every opportunities that you can find. My name is Arman. I'm a second year at Columbia University studying economics, political science, and history.
Hi, my name is Azrina. I'm from Wangsa Maju, KL. I'm studying at Victoria University of Wellington. I'm doing finance and international business. I'm in my second year.
I'm Brendan. I am a senior year student at New York University, majoring in economics and minoring in mathematics and computer science.
I'm Sean. I'm from Kota Kumaning. I'm studying psychology in my second year. That's my major, and I'm minoring in history as well.
Art scene is fantastic. I mean, I really enjoy going to theaters. I lived on Broadway for a few months, and at one point I watched Broadway shows once every 2 weeks. So that's great, and I enjoy that very much. I think it's a fantastic place to to learn and adult as well, while still lead a very enjoyable student life.
For me, I really like the people sebab dekat sini orang they're so nice, orang baik gila, and macam and it's a egalitarian society. So macam diorang tak kisah kalau if you're a boss ke, if you're a cleaner ke, they will treat you the same. What I look for in employers, I want my employer to be a good leader instead of a good boss. So like someone who will motivate me, who will treat me fairly, and macam respect my work-life balance. Yeah. So macam sebab kat Malaysia, like it's really hard to find work-life balance. So I'm trying to find, kau boleh nak cari yang ada, make sure yang ada work-life balance lah.
I think for me, the one main quality I look for in employers is a willingness to guide like young ones like myself. I think that's just really important because, I mean, looking at it from the perspective of a fresh grad, which I will be in just a couple of months, what I will want the most, honestly, is like going to the first job is what I want most is for someone to be able to guide me and show me the ropes, tell me more about the industry, tell me more about the job, how can I grow from here, how can I be better. And I think this is really, really invaluable, especially for me, you know, like I think this is how like I can really set the foundation of my future career to come. So I think this is definitely the number one quality I want in my employer, someone who's willing to help, someone who's willing to teach.
I noticed there is this new generation of companies. Like for example, I'm not sure if you noticed that if you're in Malaysia, but there are a lot more co-working spaces nowadays, which is this very relatively new concept, brought up mostly by the millennial generation of Malaysian entrepreneurs. And I've had the pleasure and privilege to meet these founders of these kind of co-working spaces, such as Dojo. Dojo, they do some really good work. So I can see that there's a difference now in like the types of jobs that we are getting.
One characteristic about the Malaysian job market I heard of is that it has a bit of skill mismatch going on in the job market. So I think there are people who may be trained in certain fields or certain skills, but they're not getting the jobs that match those skills. I think that's one of a big issue that's going on. Of course, there is a problem of low wage, which I think Sean and Azrina brought up as well earlier. But other than low wage, I think what's really driving this is just the fact that people are not getting the jobs that they're trained to do.
So the three things that I listed here are cultural competency, digital IT literacy, and adaptability. I think Brendan, Azrina, and Sean did a great job talking about adaptability, explaining what the term means. For digital and IT literacy, I like to think of myself as being IT literate. I'm a digital native for sure, but I don't think I am that IT literate. Like relative to my peers, I do think IT literacy is important considering how things are shifting, are going virtual, especially during COVID-19. And however, I do feel like there are employers out there who are not digital natives. And by having someone like me who are familiar with the workings of Instagram and Facebook, that comes in very handy. Although relative to my peers, a lot of them knows how to code in Java, C++, and all that. And at my university, Columbia University, computer science is the hot cake major right now. It used to be economics, but now it's computer science. So you can really see the shift in, like, in terms of what students think employers are looking for. That is IT literacy.
Malaysian companies and perhaps society in general can learn from what I noticed here in the US is to really listen to the experiences and to really engage in conversations with like the younger applicants and younger workers. I'm not trying to push saying that like, oh, like the young ones know everything, and if you're above 40, like get out of here. Like obviously that's not what I'm going for. But I think the US really encourages a lot of the young ones to speak up. Like we're always being told to speak up and let your opinions be heard and express yourself. That's really, really one thing that we're always taught here. And I think it's something that Malaysia could like try to shift towards. It's kind of going off what Sean said, but like respecting like holidays and cultural practices and whatnot. Like the US prides itself on a lot of we all respect all cultures and all, which is true, which to a certain extent is true. But I think in the workforce, I've heard a lot of people complaining like they're not getting holidays for like their cultural celebrations, and even if they're getting holidays, like they're getting texts and calls, during the holidays, which is quite unheard of in Malaysia. I mean, if there's one thing I think Malaysian employees do pretty well, if it's Hari Raya, no one is calling their employees. If it's Chinese New Year, no one is calling their employees. You know what I mean? They really let them. It's like if you tell them, oh, it's Hari Raya, they're like, okay, take 2 days off. Like you're fine. Don't worry about it.
For students, you should definitely make the most of your student life and grab every opportunities that you can find, because I do think that students are overwhelmed by the different things that they should have done during the student years and
Hello, hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Afi, and welcome to the virtual session Inside the Nest with Nestle Malaysia. So for the next 1 hour, I will be your host, and I'm joined here by a few of my colleagues as well to have a discussion a little bit about Nestle Malaysia. So just a quick introduction about myself. I'm currently a management trainee with the HR department, and I joined the company slightly more than a year ago, back in October 2020. So before we start our session, we just want to let you know, right, that while even though this session is virtual, but we still look forward to engaging with you. So do leave your comments in the chat box, and we will get to it during our Q&A session towards the end. So in today's virtual session of Inside the Nest, we will be sharing stories from a former intern, one current management trainee, and also a recent management trainee graduate. But before we get to hear from them, we would like to share with you about Nestle Malaysia. Just a little bit about our company and some of the things that we have been up to recently. So over to my colleague, Priya.
Thank you so much for that, Afi, and a very good morning to all you guys today. We're very pleased to have you for this virtual career fair session, and we hope to engage with you as much as possible. So I'm going to walk you through a little bit just to share about Nestle Malaysia and some of our operations here in the organization. All right, so just to share with you a little bit about Inside the Nest. So at Malaysia here, we've been operating since 1912, and at the moment we employ close to 6,500 employees in the organization. And we are currently operating across 6 factories in Malaysia. So we have 3 factories in Shah Alam, where we produce some well-known brands such as our coffee range, our non-dairy creamer, our Maggi product ranges, and also our Nestle ready-to-go drinks, so the canned and UHT products. And similarly, in Rembau Negeri Sembilan, we have a factory, one of our biggest Milo factories that produces our Milo products, confectionery products, as well as a ice cream plant that produces all our ice cream range. And we also have one factory in Kuching that produces a combination of these products. So that's totaling to about
6 plants, 6 factories here in Malaysia. And we're also known as the Halal Center of Excellence, as we are one of the biggest halal producers for the Nestle world. And we export these products produced here to close to 30 to 40 markets or countries out there. Yeah, and just a fun fact to share with you guys, 9 million cups of Milo is being consumed on a daily basis. So I hope you guys have your share of Milo for the day for today. If not Milo, then perhaps coffee. Okay, so we've been part of this journey of providing nutritious food for local Malaysians for close to 108 years now. And we've been very proud to be part of this journey where we are constantly looking at opportunities to unlocking the power of food to enhance the quality of life for everyone today and for the generations to come. And that is our sole purpose in the organization. And we are working really hard to meet this purpose and vision that we have in the organization. Right, so many of you may not be very familiar with the brands that are actually tied to Nestle because most brands are known very well on its own. So just to share with you some of our brands that we carry here in Nestle Malaysia, this includes our Maggi product range, the famous Milo, our Nescafe coffee. When it comes to confectionery, we had our Kit Kat and also our Crunch range. We have Nestum. And for milks, we have our everyday milk, our omega milk. And we also produce infant formulas, so Nan Kate and Lacto Grow, just to name a few. And for those who are have preference for slightly premium coffee, we have our Dolce Gusto and also our Nespresso range. Not forgetting our ice cream range. So you must be familiar with La Cremeria, Mud Cool, and also a few other ranges that maybe are not very well known. So we have our health science range, and also we cater to food services industries, so hotels, restaurants, and catering businesses. And those product ranges are known to be from our Nestle Professional Business Unit. So just to share with you a little bit about the brands that we carry here in Nestle Malaysia. All right, so as much as we provide nutritious food for our consumers, we also take pride in the role that we play for the individuals and families, for communities, and also for planets through our Nestle Cares initiative that we have in the organization. And just to name some few most recent initiatives along this line that we have had, if you guys have heard about our Kinabatangan Relief Project, we've actually pledged to plant 1 million trees by the year of 2020, and very happy to share that we managed to achieve this goal. So we have now further pledged to plant 3 million trees by the year of 2023, and we as the organization and employees together as volunteers in this program are working really hard to achieve this ambition that we have. Now, along with environmental needs, we also understand the need on sustainability initiatives, especially in the recent times. So we've been working on reducing single-use plastic through initiatives of converting the straws that we use to recyclable straws. Now, our study has shown that we've been able to eliminate close to 200 million plastic straws a year through this initiative. And this is just part of our initiative in the journey that we have embarked on, where the Nestle Global team has pledged to make all our packaging materials 100% recyclable and reusable by the year of 2025. So just to share with you guys a little bit of some of our recent initiatives along this line that we've had. Now, not forgetting through our various initiatives in the organization in the area of people, brands, and also business, we are very pleased and humbled to share that we've been recognized in a few areas. And just to name a few, we've been the winner of Malaysia's 100 Leading Graduate Employer for the FMCG sector. And recently, we've also been informed of our win as one of the top 3 companies in the Randstad Award for 3 years in a row. as well as Graduate Choice Award for the FMCG sector for the past 3 years. So we are very pleased to receive this appreciation selected by people out there, and we continue and aim to continue to provide career-related opportunities for all talents, graduates, and mid-career level out there, and we will continually do so in our initiatives. So that's just to share with you a little bit about Nestle Malaysia and some of our most recent initiatives. So now I'll pass back the floor to my colleague Afi to take on this conversation.
All right, thank you, Priya. Very nice introduction about our company. All right, so now let's get started with today's discussion and hear directly from our speakers today. So with me, of course, are Hazira, Faika, and Darren. Hello, hi. So maybe we can
Hi.
start with hello. Yeah, so maybe we can start with an introduction from Hazira first.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi everyone. Very excited to have you all here today. So my name is Hazira and I'm currently a second year as a marketing management trainee in Nestle. So I've been in the company for about 1 year, same like Afi, and I've been in about 3 rotations so far as part of the management training program. So I started my first rotation in Maggie, followed by confectionery KitKat. So KitKat just now, I've been there. And then currently, I'm helping to take care of the premium brands under the coffee range, which is Starbucks and Nescafe Dolce Gusto. Okay.
Uh-huh. And what do you study prior to joining us?
Oh, yeah. So previously, I did my degree in business management with focus to marketing at University of Warwick in the UK.
Ah, okay, very nice. Okay, thanks, Hazira. And then next we have with us is Darren. Hello, hi, Darren.
Hi
Introduction of yourself,
everyone.
please.
So my name is Darren. I joined the company about 2 years ago as a management trainee. Currently, I'm a graduate and a business analyst for YF Nutrition. So I studied accounting and finance at the University of Melbourne.
Ah, nice. So Australia. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And then we also have finally Faika with us. Hi, Faika.
Hello.
Introduction from yourself.
Hi everyone. So my name is Faika. I was graduated from the University of South Australia in Adelaide in Bachelor of Psychological Science. My current role now is a HR executive, particularly in business partnering. Yeah.
Okay, very nice. Okay, so we do have quite a diverse panel, I suppose. Okay, so now just to jump right into discussion. So first question today. So I think we have different, journeys into Nestle. So maybe we can hear from Hazira first because, interestingly is that you did business and specifically marketing, and then you joined marketing. So you must really know
Yeah.
that you like marketing. So, where do you get this passion for marketing from? How do you find it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the great question, Afi. So like I have always been really interested in the creative side, the innovative side of the industry, because like it's always intrigued me to see how marketers communicate about their products in the most exciting, most innovative way. So I want like this exciting job to be part of my career. So that's why I did my degree in business management with focus in marketing when I studied for my degree in the UK last time. So I got the opportunity to do a physical visit to GRADUAN fair that was organized for UK students in London. So just like how we are having a GRADUAN fair for Australia, so they have one in the UK as well. So this is the platform where I take advantage to learn more about Nestle Management Training Program. And one thing that actually like sealed the deal for me to really join this program is in terms of how structured it is. So I just would like to share with everybody here, Nestle Management Training Program is very focused, meaning like, for example, I know that I want to do marketing, so it has me to focus in the career pathway that I want, while at the same time being very dynamic enough and has it's open enough for me to learn within the area of marketing itself. So just to give a better understanding to everybody, for example, when I do my rotations, I started with brands, right? So I learned how to handle a product from A to Z. And then I go to marketing service where I learn how to do market research, I learn how to do data, and then I'll go to sales where I learn all the marketing strategies that I plan in brand. How is it going to be executed efficiently in trade? So how do we see in real life? So I get to really focus on the on growing my career within the area of marketing instead of being sidetracked to other departments, because I understand that there are some companies out there who has a program that allow you to rotate to different departments. So if you know already what you want to do, I think this management training program at Nestle is great. It helps you to focus and really, grow in your area. And some people might ask why marketing in Nestle. I mean, like just like what Priya shared just now, Nestle houses amazing brands that has been with Malaysian for so many years. So at that point of time, it's logical for me because I know that there must be a very good structure behind the scene. There must be great people who help to drive the business. So it makes me want to be a part of this big movement and actually learn from the very best, which is at Nestle. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay, very nice, Azra. Uh, I noticed that you mentioned that even though you do get focus, to get to focus on marketing, but then I heard that you said that you did go to sales as well, just to understand the end to end. So yeah, for me as a management trainee as well in HR, I actually did a factory stint as well. So in a way that we do get to focus on our our core function, but then we also get some
Yeah.
exposures. Even by not rotating into those functions, we get exposures because we really do things end to end as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, great. Thanks, Azira. So the next one that we want to go is we want to go to Darren, right? So just before we jump to him, also a bit about myself as well, because I noticed that everyone shared their backgrounds. I didn't. So I actually studied actuarial science and mathematics from University of Manchester, and then so I'm here in HR. So it's quite a big jump as well. For me, more on why did I choose Nestle, right? So, but then I want to ask the same question to Darren, and maybe Darren can answer it. Because for me, as an actual graduate, I never thought that I would be joining Nestle. I always thought I'm gonna go for Big Four or maybe banks, maybe Bank Negara and all that, so all the fancy cool ones. So Darren, why finance, and specifically why finance at Nestle? Yeah.
That's a very good question. When I was applying, I was also facing one of these issues because I've done accounting and finance, and I'm thinking, why don't I end up in an accounting firm or at a bank? But why at Nestle? But through one of the career fairs, I understand that Nestle is like one of the largest FMCG companies in the world, and that would mean that they will open a lot of opportunities and exposures for me. At the same time, I understood that Nestle is running a business end to end. So from manufacturing to business planning to marketing, sales, supply chain. So they do it all, and not many companies in the world will give you this kind of exposure, especially as a graduate. And when I joined, this was true. I actually, on my first rotation in the management trainee program, I was sent to the factory to learn about factory costing, finance in factory. And then I was sent to one of the business units to learn business planning. Over there, I was given the opportunity to collaborate with different functions, for example, like marketing, sales, and supply chain. And we all have to work together to make a business unit work. So, I mean, this is why I chose Nestle, because at first impression I thought that okay, it's big, they've got lots of opportunities, and they'll be able to expose me to different areas of finance that I believe if I've joined other firms, I wouldn't be able to get this opportunity.
Okay. Very nice, Darren. Okay, thank you. And so now we jump to Faika. So Faika, now unlike the other two, Hazira, who's a current management trainee, and Darren, who is a recent graduate from the management trainee program, you actually joined us via the internship program. So maybe you want to share a little bit more on your journey into Nestle via the internship program and where you are right now.
Yes, sure. So yes, I started my journey with Nestle through the internship program. So it started off when I went to the GRADUAN career fair in Melbourne, Australia, back in 2018. So, hoping to secure a job, of course. When I say a job, every graduate's hoping to secure a permanent job, right? So, like a normal process, I submitted my resume and had a face-to-face interview with one of the Nestle recruiters. So, after a few weeks, I was then being offered to do an internship instead. Yeah. So guess what? I accepted and took the opportunity to leverage on my skills and get the exposure and experience, especially with the largest FMCG company like Nestle. Yeah. As mentioned, my background was psychological science, so I think the area of my study has interrelated with HR. So that's why I accepted the offer from Nestle to do an internship in HR. So interestingly, after 2 months of internship with recruitment in HR function, I was then being offered to do for another role, which is my current role now, HR exec in business partnering. So what I can say here is, you can still do an internship. You can still do an internship upon your completion of study. Because it may actually give you a better shot at landing a full-time job later on. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Faika. Yeah, so just to share as well, I was actually until recently managing the internship portfolio as well. And I can actually echo what Faika was saying, that we do have quite a number of interns who we actually offered the permanent position and they join us. I think that we have around, I don't know, 10, maybe 6 to 10, maybe every year as well, which is quite a number really, considering the amount of interns that we have. Okay, so that's great. So now we know how you got into Nestle. Now, we also want to hear about how you are fitting in now, and how is it like for you? So, but before we get to that, we just want to give a reminder to the audience. Do please put any comments in the chat box, and we will be answering them soon when we get to the Q&A. Okay, so Hazira, are you able to share a little bit about your everyday life in Nestle? Maybe in terms of responsibilities and maybe some of the interesting experiences that you've had.
Yeah, I think it's a very great question. It's actually one of my favorite one because I would just like to share with other people, like due to the dynamic nature of working as a marketer, right? You don't have any specific routine that you live by from day to day. So basically, every day is very interesting. It's very dynamic. It changes. So maybe just to give an insight of what we do in Nestle to everyone who's interested out there. So in the morning, you could be discussing with your creative and media agencies on how to roll out your communications on new product to increase awareness. And then in the evening, you could be talking and engaging with real celebrities. Like imagine like the influencers, your brand ambassadors, on how to leverage on their followers to introduce your products. So I got a first-hand experience like working with Ina Azman, so that one was really interesting. And I also got the opportunity to work behind the scene with Nilofa because Starbucks was sponsoring next to Nilofa TV shoot, right? So like you actually get all these amazing opportunities, like and you get to enter doors that you normally don't get to even open. So I think that's one amazing thing about Nestle. Is like when we do big things, we really do it big. And then like in the evening, I could be like discussing, like having an international like discussions with people from China or from US to source our premiums and free gift to create excitement around our products. And the next day, I could be traveling to other states in Malaysia to do a photo shoot with farmers. So it's really just diverse and the possibilities are endless. So shout out to everyone out there who are very interested with exciting things to do. So definitely Nestle is a great way to move forward. And of course, I think one key highlight that I would like to share here is how even as a trainee or as an intern, you are actually given a very meaningful job. So you can see how the task that was given to you actually has an impact to the real world. So it gives you like a sense of pride, a sense of ownership to what you do. So I think that's one amazing thing that I observe on what is happening as part of the National Management Training Program and internship. Yeah. So
Yeah, oh, wow, very nice. Yeah. I think so actually what I gather from that is if I summarize in one sentence is that every day is a different day for you or for us actually
yes,
really. Yeah.
correct. Every day is so different. It's so exciting. So that's one fun thing about working in marketing here.
Yes, but actually Hazira is not just in marketing as well, it's also for me as well, and I'm sure for
Yes,
everyone as well.
for other
Yes,
department as well.
but of course just
Okay.
yes, I'm sure. Okay, cool. And what about Darren? So Darren, maybe you're able to share about some of the responsibilities that you carried out when you were a management trainee, as well as now in your current role. Yeah.
So in finance, it's not as exciting as in marketing, like what Hazira said. We don't meet many people other than the people that we're working with. So let's just make it clear. So in terms of learning as a management trainee in finance, the program has been structured to, I believe, force you to learn because every 3 to 4 months you'll be put into a different department of finance. So the first 3 months or 5 months you could be in the factory learning something, and then you could be in the accounting department learning something. Then you could be in procurement finance learning something, and this just forces you to learn and and through that I was able to give I was given opportunity to learn and be involved in a lot of the day-to-day activities as a management trainee. On top of that, one thing I have to say is that all the managers and the head of departments have very high expectations of management trainees. And why I say that is because they give us a lot of responsibilities, and it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing because without all these, you won't be able to learn. Without the exposures and the opportunities, you won't be able to learn. So, my 2 years as a management trainee, I've been able to learn a lot, and it has actually benefited me a lot in my current my current role as a business analyst, because right now as a business analyst, I have to collaborate with marketing people, with sales, with supply chain, because as a person in finance, you have to manage their budgets. They might not really like you because you're like limiting what they can do, or maybe if you give them more budget, they can visit more famous celebrities, for example. But yeah, so as a finance person, we're managing money because we want the business to be profitable, and through that you have to collaborate with different departments to ensure everyone is spending accordingly and being cost efficient.
Okay, and how would you describe your experience then for the past 2 years?
In one word, maybe I'd say it's like a roller coaster. And
Uh-huh.
why
And
I
why
say
so?
that, yeah, so I believe that as a fresh graduate, before you're entering the program, you're excited, like going on a roller coaster. You're excited, you don't know what's gonna happen, and you get on it. You get on it, and once you're on it, you feel like, oh my god, this is so fun. And there are also times where you feel like, oh my god, this is not fun. I want to get off now, but then you're already on it, and you just have to pull through, and through at the end of the ride, you feel like, okay, all the time that I've spent and all the hard work that I've put in is actually worth it. Like that was a good ride at the end of the day. The only difference is that you can't get on it again, but there will be other roller coasters for you to tackle in the future. Yeah.
Very nice. I like that you liken it to roller coaster because I can actually agree with that, but in a different way as well. Because when I applied for management training program, you know when you go to a theme park, right? So you're either the ones who actually queue up for the water slides or the ones who queue up for the roller coaster. So if you are queuing up at the roller coaster, right, you're actually expecting the thrill, you're looking for the thrill. And so that's what happened to me when I applied to the management training program. I was expecting this um, fast-paced high adrenaline journey, and so far true enough it has been that journey. So I signed up for a roller coaster ride, and I did get a roller coaster ride because sometimes when you go to theme parks, right, you thought it's roller coaster, but it's just a choo-choo train. Yeah. So I'm happy as well that that I found out it's actually a roller coaster for you and for me as well. Okay, very nice. And so now we go to Faika. So, Faika, are you able to share a little bit about your responsibilities back then as an intern, and also how is it now in your current role?
Yeah. So to be fair, I was in talent acquisition, or I would just call it as recruitment, for a short period of time. Like I mentioned, just about 2 months. I mean, instead of 3 months, right? So, however, I think I have been exposed to almost everything that is related to recruitment, from onboarding for the new joiners to attending career fairs. So last year we have quite a lot of physical career fairs. Yeah, so I attended that, and yes, and do phone screening interviews as well based on the resume that people have submitted, and there are many more, to be honest. But generally, as an intern, I would say, you'll be exposed to those operational tasks, along with project assignments within your team. All right. So I think, for example, for sales and marketing, right, like Hazira, I think you will get to assist the brand managers or senior brand managers for to handle an event or even launches that we have. Other than that, they will also have projects, be it big or small projects. You will get to be exposed to that. Yeah. That's for sales and marketing. I think for engineering, I would say, you will get the opportunity to to be hands on with our machines and other equipments that we have in our plants or even factories. At the end of the day, interns, well, basically interns, at the end of the day, they will have the opportunity to reflect their learning and present to the supervisor or the function of the head function on their experience throughout the program. Yeah. So to answer your question on how I got into this role, I think first and foremost, I need to be in a very positive state of mind, to be honest. Actually, when I changed into this my current role now, I felt like, at first I felt like I had that fear. Is this gonna be like my journey, or is this gonna be difficult? But whatever the case may be, I keep my chin up and endure the change with a positive attitude. So it's important to have positive attitude. Yeah. Also, I think I have a very good rapport with the employees, with all level of employees, and I've built the relationships within the team, within my team. Yeah. I think and just to have the interaction with almost everyone that I work with is one of the most memorable thing that I have during my internship time. So lastly, I think I was being resourceful and proactive too. Instead of waiting opportunities to arise, I try to create my opportunity for myself by constantly being one step ahead of others. You see, so whatever task that has been given to me, I did it on time, and yeah, I just do it. Yeah, I just got to do what I got to do. Yeah.
Just do it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thanks, Faika. Very nice. Very nice. Actually, as I was saying just now, and I can definitely echo what Faika said as well, when it comes to interns, because I was managing the internship portfolio for 4 months as well. So I did get to sit in with the ones that you mentioned just now, the internship presentations, and wow, when I look at the presentations, some of them joined us for 3 months, 2 months, and they had like 5, 6 projects. And I'm saying like it's really huge projects, like marketing projects, really. I think Hazira, some of them were working with you as well. So you can echo that, I suppose. That's what you were mentioning just now. Yeah. So interns really do get to experience how like a real job, how it's like. So if you are also interested in learning an internship program, it's also an alternative. Like, hey, see where look where FICA ended up. Right. Okay. So um so we move to the final question then. Right. So on any advices how to join the company. So of course, we have the management trainee program, we have the internship program as well. So how or what are the tips you can share in general for those aspiring to be management trainees or interns in our company? Any initiatives that could be taken to have a head, to get ahead in the game? Maybe we can start with Darren. Darren, any tips for our young graduates?
Yeah, so maybe I'll start with in terms of soft skills. I believe you picked that up on the way while you're in the program, and also co-curricular activities at university or college helps as well. But at the end of the day, I would say that people are very, the culture here is very good. They are very supportive, and whenever you need any help, all you need to do is ask. But in terms of preparing yourself before you join the program, I would say that I believe I could speak for all functions that we use Microsoft Excel a lot, especially for finance. I think we use that the most. But it'll be good to pick up some of these skills, learn some on YouTube. Google is your friend. You learn some simple basic stuffs before you join, and that'll be a great help.
Okay, all right, great. So a lot of the Excel part as well. Yeah, I can definitely see it's everything's on Excel really. Even across the even here in HR, a lot of Excel. So, but it's very easy to learn as well. Also we have actually an internal platform to learn. So even on Excel, Power BI, Power Apps, even the new softwares that we have, actually we have those resources on our internal platform. We call it Island. So this is what we all do. I'm sure my colleagues here they're using Island as well to learn new things as well. So the resources are definitely there if you want to continue to develop as well. Okay, so maybe we go to Hazira then. You know, any other tips? You know, how do you make yourself stand out? You know, among because there'll be just to share with you, there'll be a lot of people applying for management training every single year. So how do you make yourself stand out among all of the other applicants?
Wow, that's such a big question. Maybe I would just like to share two things that I wish other people would share with me before I actually go through the whole interview process. So the first one is actually to ensure that you're balanced. I will further explain later what it means by balance from my definitions. And the second one is to make sure you are always humble. Okay, going to my first point, being balanced, right? So I believe like everyone here, like uh, who are hearing our session right now has the necessary thinking capacity, the intellect, how to say, the intellect capacity to actually perform very well in Nestle. So for me, it's not even a concern. There's no issue with that one. But I would just like to highlight on the other side, which is I think it's very important to ensure that we also have balance in terms of our soft skills and also our non-technical competency because for me, skills such as working in a team, communication skills on how to convince people to really listen to your ideas, how you manage deadlines, how work in the group is actually equally important when you maneuver the workplace because you need to get things done, right? So one of the avenues that we can actually nurture all these soft skills and non-technical competencies is through these extracurricular activities. How do you get involved yourself in volunteering, in your social clubs, in even organizing simple events or doing hobbies? So all those things actually contribute to you as a whole person. So I think that's what Nestle value, not only your brain, but also you as a person and what kind of attitude that you bring to the company. Yeah. And also, to my second point in terms of humbleness, right? I would just like to invite people and remind myself again and others that it's very important to ensure that you are always humble throughout this whole journey because you will be learning a lot from people. Although I understand that everybody has qualifications, we have degrees, but you will learn a lot with people like the clerks, the staff, because they have so many years and experience working in the company. Whereas we are very fresh from the oven, so I think it's very important to just be humble in that sense. And another point about humbleness is also in the pursuit of knowledge, because I think Darren and Paika have been mentioning that we are always learning. It's a very steep learning curve. So make sure that you are always hungry to learn new things, take as much as the opportunity to, get mentorship from these amazing people in the company, because at the end of the day, whatever you do actually has an impact to the company, to the business, to the community that you serve. So it's your responsibility to really to equip yourself along the way. So I think that's the two important points from my side. Yeah.
Okay, very nice, Hazira. Thank you for that. You know, that actually reminds me because I mentioned just now, right? I was actually in one of the factories for 9 months. So when I was there, I was in Shah Alam complex. I receive a tutelage from multiple coaches there, um, but I will remember this. I think for a very long time, if not forever, really, because I actually received a tutelage from the factory manager herself. So actually, she said, she said, Afi, when it comes to work, it has two components really. I mean, this is roughly what she said. So this is how I interpret. She says roughly has two components, which is one is making the ice cube. So making the ice cube, like Hazira mentioned just now, is we're all very young, I'm sure, and very vibrant, with all of these ideas, colors everywhere. Some of you may be geniuses really. So we definitely do know how to make the ice cube, right? But then she said the other part, and equally important, is also how to sell the ice cubes, and not just sell the ice cubes, but sell the ice cubes to Eskimos as well. So what this means is that, like Hazria mentioned, so it's your soft skills on persuading people why we need to get this done. Because, later on you will realize that everyone is on their own schedule. They have their own deliverables, but you need them to cooperate and give some time to work with you as well. So you need to sell them why we need to do this now. And then and why we say that it's an Eskimo, because to everyone, right? It's always what's on their plate that's most important. So for Eskimos, they're like, I don't need ice, but so you need to sell ice to Eskimos. So this is where actually the soft skills is really, really important. So this is actually what we're looking for, because to be a successful employee, not just management trainee, it's also for you that you need to be able to sell, ice cubes to Eskimos. All right, very nice. Okay, so maybe we go to FICA. Now, FICA, would you recommend people to try out the internship program, even as graduates?
Absolutely, Afi. I think especially in the current situation now with with pandemic and economic slowdown, you cannot afford to be choosy. And I think internship is the best possible platform for you to develop and equip yourself with work knowledge and experience. I just have an advice for graduates, yeah, to always have the positive mindset. Again, I go back into positive mindset, because and also be open to change and adapt to any kind of situations that you are in, or any environment that you're in, because to have and to have that can do attitude, not everyone not everyone has it, but as fresh graduates, I think it's important to have that can do attitude, just to display your capability and your willingness to work, or sorry, your willingness to learn new things. Yeah, because I think these are very important. These are key to thriving in any workplace. But yes, I do recommend for graduates to join in even internship program. You will get a lot of exposure, trust me.
Ah, okay, very nice. Thanks, Faika. So, just one thing from me as well. I wanted to share as well is, I did get to see in recruitment. So, one thing that when I look at your CVs, right, all of your CVs, I'm sure is amazing. So, I'm sure you went to university council or university staff and say, look, how do I get my CV to look better, how to attract employers. So when I look at most CVs, I said, wow, I wish my CV was like that, a few years ago. Um, but then um, what's more important is actually what happens during the call or during the interview. So most of you will have a very amazing CV. It says, okay, I've done this, I can do that, I can do this, and all that. So you will probably put teamwork, leadership, and on all of this on your CV. But more importantly is how do you substantiate that? So what we found actually, a lot of graduates, when they come to interviews, and then we ask them, okay, so you say that you're able to lead well. Can you give an example? you know and then we found that the example is a bit not so concrete on on justifying that you can say that you can lead well. So your CV is important, but also you have to think about how to substantiate those things that you put in your CV as well. Yeah, so that's just a bit from my end as well on how to make you more how to increase your likelihood of success to be called for our interviews and to be hired by us as well. Okay, great. So now we've heard from the guests today, but we still have we still want to hear from you. But then we want to get the questions from our audience. So let's jump to some of the questions that we have in our chat box and hear from them. So Priya, do we have any questions from the chat box?
All right, guys, that was a really great sharing session. Thank you so much for that. Now, before we move on to the question and answer, I just wanted to share a little bit on my end because we spoke so much about the opportunities that we have within the organization and some that you are currently experiencing or have experienced internship, management trainee, and so on. So, for those talents out there today that are viewing us, what are some of the opportunities that you can look forward to, expect to hear from us? Would be firstly in terms of our Nestle Management Trainee Program. So, of course, we have closed the application and selection for this year, but we will be opening up the application for 2021 sometime in March to April of next year. So do look out for our communications on this. And those who are keen to join us in the various functions that we have, sales, marketing, finance, HR, supply chain, engineering, production, quality assurance, packaging, and also procurement. Do if you have interest in these areas and if you think you have the qualities and you would like to accelerate your career in the industry, then do look out for our openings next year. And at the same time, if you are currently looking out for an internship or have graduated and would like to complete an internship just to get a little bit more of hands-on experience, we do also have our internship program that is open throughout the year. So similarly, look out on our career websites to submit your application. Now, I did realize some of the questions that came on the chat box were asking on what are the difference between our regular internship program and as well as our nestantship program. So just to share with you a little bit about the difference, the regular internship program will require you to be physically present at your work site. So for those who are joining in the areas of sales and marketing, you will be following a work schedule similarly to our other employees who are on work routine that requires you to be in the office a couple of days in a week according to our current guidelines. And for those in the factories, will be present in our factories. And the difference with nestantship is that it's completely virtual or online based. So the nature of the role that you will be handling may be a little bit more project based and something that you will be able to take on and complete the completely virtually or online. So that's the key difference. And for nestantship as well, if you are a graduate who has completed an internship prior to this and just would like to get on some experience, real working experience through project based, you are also welcome to apply for the nestantship program. And we do have some interesting new youth programs and initiatives coming up for 2021 in January. So do look out on our career sites and social media pages as well to be informed of what these exciting new programs are. So now let's move on to some of the questions that we have received throughout our session today. So the first question was, will the Nestle Management Trainee Program 2021 be open? So I've just addressed that earlier. We will be opening up the application sometime between March to April of 2021. So another question is on the difference between virtual internship and physical internship. So I have just outlined that earlier. Hope that's clear. So regular internship will require your physical presence, and nestantship is more of our virtual internship program. All right. So question for our speakers. What do you think made you stand out to the employers when you were applying for the management trainee program or internship? So who would like to take this on?
Yeah, I can share my thoughts on this one. I think on behalf of everybody as well. I wouldn't say like what makes you stand out. I feel like everybody is equally good during the whole interview process. But as I would just like to re-highlight again what I've been saying about some tips on how to actually enter the management program. The first one is, of course, I think just to make sure that you pretty much like focus on being an all-rounders, meaning that ensures that you already have the thinking capacity, so it's fine. So ensure that you have adequate experience in terms of extracurricular activities, because it will signals you as a person. For example, if you're involved in volunteering, it signals that you have a lot of compassion, a lot of care toward the society, which echoes back what are the values of Nestle. Again, as what Priya mentioned, Nestle cares about our societies. We are consistently doing programs to help our community. So those our value that the recruiters see, it actually aligns with the company value. So I think that's where it interests them. And another point would be to be very confident, because I think at the end of the day, they hire you for who you are as a person, and the colors and the interesting things that they see in you. So just be confident about yourself, communicate what you think, what you have in mind. But at the end of the day, please make sure to balance it with, a very good personality, just being humble all the way. So I think I'm just recapping what I said just now. Yeah.
Any
Okay,
of
that's
would
from
like
my
to
side.
add on to that?
I think I can add a bit to that. I think
Sure.
one way that you can stand out once you're in the interview is to speak clearly, speak loudly, especially in the assessment center. Make sure you be heard and also be confident with whatever you want to say. Of course, when I mean confidence, I mean you be confident with what you want to say, but also be very humble and don't try to undermine anyone else. That actually shows you that shows the interviewers that you are actually more concerned on solving the problem rather than just showing what you have. On top of that, one thing I like to share during one of my interviews, I remember this very clearly. One of the interviewers asked me that, what were my goals? So then I said, um, what do you mean? He said, maybe from 5 years from now, what do you want to be? And yeah, I could give him 5 years where I wanted to be. And then he asked, what about 20 years? And I didn't think that far. So one of the advice he gave me was, you should be able to plan that far. Just say in 20 years time, where you want to be. So just say I want to be a CFO in 20 years time. And then he said, okay, so what you need to do is to compare yourself with other CEOs and look at where you are now and try to fill in the gaps. And I believe with that in mind, you'll be able to prepare yourself for a lot of these interviews and you know what you want. So then that way it helps you speak more confidently as well.
Very nice, Darren. I think being clear and knowing what you want and showing them that you have a plan in mind is already a good start. So thank you so much for that. Let's now move on to the next question. So there was a question on if Nestle virtual internship is offered for food technology or agricultural graduates. So unfortunately, we do not have this internship provided for this group of graduates in virtual form, because this requires a little bit more of hands-on experience. So it will be through our regular internship program. Now, we do have another question for the speakers. Between the management trainee program and internship program, which one has a greater opportunity to gain more experience? Which one is more interesting? And which one has the higher chance to be hired? Okay, before I open up the floor to the speakers to answer this, I just would like to maybe share some clarifications. So our management trainee program, it's actually a program where we recruit talents to go through the 2-year program, and eventually they will graduate into a permanent role. So that is a given when they join the program. Now maybe I pass on to the speakers to answer this question for those who want to.
Yeah, maybe I'll take this question. So the question was more about the learning, right? For me, to be fair, I think of course the management trainee program is it gives a bit more exposure than the internship program, because we have an end in mind for you within 2 years, and even maybe further than that. But actually, I want to actually just turn around the tables a bit. Actually, say that even if we do give you this platform, what matters more is actually how you use that platform as well. Because I have seen management trainees who have really excelled in their learning because they're so curious, and they are very bold, very proactive in asking around. And I have also seen an almost equal learning in interns as well. And these interns are super aggressive. They ask around and they mix with everyone in the whole building, really. So they ask. So the platform is definitely given to them, even in the form of internship program. It's just a question back to you is, are you willing to ask and are you willing to learn? So if you are willing to do both, then you will definitely get to learn in both platforms, really.
Agree. I think completely agree. The learning opportunity is just very vast and really available in Nestle. And it's just up to the individual, regardless if you're a trainee or an intern, to pick those up and expose yourself to it during your time here to make your experience a bit more solid, and to step into your permanent roles. Now, one last question in view of the time. So, to all speakers, you can probably take your turns to answer this. What are the best parts of of your working day in Nestle? I feel like that's a really interesting one. Who wants to go first?
I think I'll go first. I think in terms of the best part of working in Nestle, on every day or on daily routine, I think it's more of the, I would say, like Hazira mentioned earlier, it's more of on the every day we have a different, we have different things. Yeah. And on top of that, I think everyone is going to be agree with me, as part of whatever your task is, you'll get to have, like, all those free stuff from Nestle, or even those foods. I get this a lot, like, when people came to me when I once joined one of the career fairs, like, they were asking me, hey, if I work in Nestle, do I get free foods? Well, technically not entirely, but when you work in even factories or even in head office, you will get at least some of it, I would say. So not like I said, food is part of it lah, yeah. But I think it's more of the experience, and for me, especially in Nestle, you will get to experience those things that differently lah in everyday routine. Yeah.
Anyone else wants to
Yeah.
also share?
Okay, Afi, you go.
Okay. Thanks, Adira. I think for me, I think what I really like being in Nestle is that what I do is really impactful, in my opinion, because even though I sit in HR, because I mentioned that when I went to factory last time, because of COVID-19, I actually really played, we've contributed to the team, of course. I think probably around 3% with the whole team effort, but it was a really important thing. I felt that, okay, you know what I'm doing is really, really vital to making sure that our factory runs. So, and due to that nature, actually, I interacted with all levels. I sat in meetings almost every day with the factory leadership team, even though I was just like, I was I was still 5 or 6 months in at that time, actually. So for me, for someone who just joined the company, to be given the privilege and privy to be in such an important committee to run to ensure that the factory runs, and to do the strategic planning as well as to execute it. And when I entered these meetings, I actually, I had to, I was first timid, and then I had to push myself to be brave. And when I speak out in those meetings, everyone really just just looked at me, talk to me, listen to me, and they discuss it with me as if, like, I'm already a head of department, really, like together with them. So what I really enjoy is actually the impact that I'm able to make, even as a management trainee who just joined less than 6 months, as well as the values that we have. Because what it showed to me was that as a company, we respect everyone. We respect management trainees, even we respect interns, even. So if you have something you feel that you want to voice out, we're willing to hear from you as well. Yeah.
All right, so I'll just go right after Afi. So just would like to add on what Afi and Afrika has been saying about a lot of opportunities and experience that we have in NASDE. Yes, true to that statement. One thing that I think I would like to share from my side, advantage of being as part of this program is the whole mentorship structure that is equipped as part of this program, right? Because, for example, right now we have like 3 days of mentorship program. The first one is that we have like one coach that will have to oversee your whole learning progress throughout the 2 years. And then the second layer of the mentorship program is another functional coach that helps to assist and mentor you in that specific area of your rotations. And then the last one, you're going to be paired up with a buddy that helps you to address any concerns. So it's like more an informal discussions for you to really share your thoughts and opinions throughout the whole journey. So for me, the whole mentorship program has helped to actually push you really forward and helps you to go through a steep learning curve. And even like imagine like all these mentors are really successful people that drive the company behind the scenes. So if you take a look at any ice cream advertisements or collaborations with celebrities, with Sean Lee, for example. So behind the scene, these mentors are actually the brainchild of these amazing activities and strategies. So imagine being guided and being coached one-to-one by these amazing people. I mean, what more we can ask, right, in terms of facilitating our learning. So I think that's one amazing thing that I hope everybody gets. And very excited at the thought of joining Nestle because of this structure. Yeah, that's from my side.
Very nice. Darren, would you like to share?
Yeah, so in terms of what's fun at Nestle, free food is a given. You you can always get it anytime as long as you know some of the marketing and sales people. They will have stock somewhere. You just need to ask them. Uh, but what's also interesting is that the company would invite everyone on a new product tasting, so you'll be able to taste what's new, but it's a blind test, of course. So that's interesting. You'll be able to taste what they're working on. You're able to at least know that okay, something's coming up. So that's pretty cool. Um, in terms of what exposure and in your work, like what Afi said, um, I felt that throughout my management trainee program, my work is being used. You could see that your work being and your ideas being put into presentations or being put into use, and you feel like a sense of ownership on what you do. You're not just filling in a role or just doing routine tasks. You're actually helping the company, and I believe in any job at all, to have that sense of ownership really it's fun. That's the fun part about working, right? Aside from going home.
Definitely agree on that, Darren. I think similarly, like what Afi mentioned, making an impact and knowing that you mean something and your work means something is definitely something that keeps us going. An important factor that keeps us motivated to do what we are doing. And we definitely experience that here in the organization, and I can say that for myself as well. And completely agree with all your sharings for today. And before I think we're slightly over time. So just before we end the session, I would like to say thank you very much to our viewers for joining us for this session, and thank you so much to the speakers for sharing all your experiences that you have had throughout your journey so far with us. Now, this fair is going to go on for the whole day and also tomorrow. So do engage with us through the chat box. We will have our talent acquisition representatives that will be responding to any of your questions that you would have. So if you have not posted them, do continue posting them in your chat box and we will address them shortly. Thank you so much and have a good day ahead.